Hi there, this is Gautam Garry Guptaa once again. The first 4 seconds when you meet with somebody are the most crucial in determining the longevity of a particular relationship. आपके रिश्ते की जो लंबाई है, उसका जो निश्चय है, वो उसके पहले 4 क्षण में ही हो जाता है कि वो रिश्ता कितनी आगे तक जिंदगी में आपके साथ चलेगा और कितने सारे एस्टैब्लिशमेंट्स, कितने सारे कॉन्टैक्ट्स आप बना सकेंगे अपनी जिंदगी के दौरान में, टेन्योर में. As promised to you, today is my turn of sharing with you the 4th second. No more secrets with all of you ladies and gentlemen. The 4th second. Many years ago, I happened to take an elevator with somebody and I happened to greet this person and say hello, and incidentally we alighted on the same floor of the building. When we alighted on the same floor of the building, we exchanged business cards and we shook hands. To my surprise, the next day I get a call from his company. His managing director happened to call and he happened to offer me a training program to train his staff of 20 people on business etiquette. This can be the beauty of an invisible contact, because there are 2 kinds of contacts you'll be establishing in the world from today, the visible and the invisible. This short shot was an invisible contact. I may have done this 100 times. This time, it actually worked wonders and changed my life. The key ingredient to this whole thing that I did, I happened to dissect, and I came up to this conclusion that the key ingredient to this whole thing is greeting. Please acknowledge people. You must acknowledge every human being you can with some form of greeting. There are 2 kinds of greetings, the formal and the informal. Make sure, ladies and gentlemen, do not gauge the relationship to be informal because you happen to meet the person in a semi-formal arrangement. For example, you meet somebody at the platform, in a train station, or you happen to meet somebody in a bus, or you happen to meet somebody at a film hall. And just because it is not a corporate-looking environment, you succumb to getting into a casual way of greeting the person. Try not to do that. Try to keep your first greetings always formal, because that's a safer way to start. So a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening is way better than a hello or a hi, because that seems to get casual. Because we have no idea what is going to happen with this entire contact that we're trying to establish. Now, how do I greet? That's very important. I will give you some tips of how to greet a human being when you meet with the person, this invisible contact that you have no idea has come into your life. Through the smile, the eye contact, the handshake, and now the greeting. How do I greet? A few things to do and not to do when you're greeting with somebody. Number 1, do not lisp when you greet. Don't lisp when you greet this other person. Number 2, be extremely clear in terms of your pronunciation. Number 3, do not whisper and do not speak in a high tone. Hello, and do not whisper. And number 4, most important, keep your tone melodious. When you do it with the first 50 times with people, you will develop a certain image, a certain imagery will be formed in you, so it will come out very instinctively. In the beginning, it might look a little pretentious, a little artificial, then it will become a way of life. It has to become a way of life. Only then will it manifest into something profitable. Next part, how do we respond to a greeting? You do understand all these things are happening in 4 seconds, right? Yes. How do we respond to a greeting? Now, there are open-ended answers and closed-ended answers. Most Indians, I've noticed, have a habit of answering to the point. They are very intimidated when they meet somebody for the first time. So they speak in shortcuts. Let me give you a closed-ended conversation. An example of a closed-ended conversation. Good morning. How do you respond? How does one typically respond in a closed-ended conversation, which is not to be done? Good morning. How do you do? Very well. Where have you been? Nowhere. These are cut answers. Let us just practice with Meet over here. Meet, please come here. Let's practice with you.
Hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
Gautam.
Where do you live?
Close by.
What you do?
Teacher. These are essentially closed-ended answers, which we love to. They are rampant in India. Because what happens with this is, I have given him no opportunity to expand on this conversation, which in Hindi means vartalap, because I'm cutting everything that he's saying. These are called closed-ended answers. Do not greet in closed-ended answers from today. To respond, when you're responding to a greeting, please do be extremely responsive and be very, very describable. Also, editing has a role to play. Let us do these same 3 questions once again. And here we will see how I keep it open-ended for him to ask me something to keep the conversation going. This would be the effect of the open-ended conversations on how to respond to a greeting.
What's your name?
My name is Gautam Garry Guptaa. That's correct. How about you? What's your name?
My name is Meet Kasta.
Yeah.
What does Gautam mean?
Gautam. Gautam is the name of the Lord Buddha who went through 3 phases in his life. Siddhartha the prince, Gautama the enlightened one, and Buddha the monk. You see. So when Buddha gained enlightenment in the forest, Siddhartha the prince gained enlightenment in the forest, his name was christened Gautama. And that's why my parents kept my name, Gautam. What does Meet mean?
Meet is a friend, a confidant.
A confidant, you mean. Very good. Okay.
Where do you live?
Where do I live? I live not too far from here. I live just around the corner actually. Yeah, about 5 blocks away from here. Do you also live somewhere in the vicinity, or do you live a little away from here? Where do you stay?
I stay in Andheri.
That's
Andheri
good.
West.
Lovely.
Near Fort Bungalow.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful to know that.
So, sir, what do you do?
What do I do? I'm a personality trainer, a singer, and a stand-up comedian. That's correct. I instill confidence in people. I sing in 5 regional Indian languages, and I make people laugh in the evenings. You see? Yes. And that's exactly what I do. Are you also, in any way, are you linked in education, or what do you do, by the way?
I am in a post-production work, and sometimes I used to do video shoots also.
Right.
So I have a small firm in Andheri which gives a video production service.
Wonderful, wonderful, sir. So nice to have met you. Thank you so
Same
much.
here.
Yes, thank you. An open-ended conversation is full of reciprocity, where you are actually continuing the dialogue. While receiving importance from the other person, you must also learn to respond with appropriate questions so that he feels equally important and attended to. This helps in prolonging a conversation after its first 4 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel extremely excited, enthralled, and elated to have shared the recipe of the first 4 seconds that I have taught 140,000 people between the age of 9 and 79 in my career span so far. Please wait for the next videos to follow, where we are going to be talking more on personality development after the first 4 seconds, public speaking, how to change a narrative into an oration, and a few tips on the English language, which we are all crippled with. Please do not fail to subscribe, share, like, and most importantly, please don't fail to press the bell icon for further notifications. This was Gautam Garry Guptaa signing off. Shukriya, Salam, Namaskar.